Very warm good evening to all who are present here. Beloved Tirumeni, respected Saji Achan, respected Eben Achan, respected Binu Achan. Today we are creating history in a sorts. And this history is being created in the middle of a feast that we so love to celebrate. As you can see, we are all celebrating Advent. And what is Advent? The Advent is the coming of our Savior, the season when we all wait to receive the birth of Jesus Christ, not only into this world, but into our lives, into our homes. How do we know about this event? Well, I believe the prophets spoke about it and the prophets wrote about it. I underline, the prophets wrote about it. How do we know what happened during Christmas? How do we know the events that are related to Christmas? Because the apostles wrote about it. It is written in the Bible. Why did they feel the need to write about it? I just think, why did they feel the need to write about it? Well, I believe, or perhaps, written form casts out doubts. I feel so, if you all support me. Written form casts out doubts. Also, a written form gives permanence and credibility to the events that have happened. If this is true, I would like to take a page out of it and say, all that has happened in the life of Indian Orthodox Diaspora for the past 15 years, since it began in 2005, till the moment today when we are going to publish the brochure, today we can say it is written about it. It is written about it, and that is why it gives credibility to what we have done. So far, just like prophets spoke about it, many priests spoke about it, office bearers spoke about it, but today it is written about it. And that is what gives a permanence to what Indian Orthodox Diaspora has been, the vision with which it was born and the vision it still carries. And that is the importance of this day, and that is why I started by saying we are at the cusp of creating history. And I feel today all of us present here are contributing to that history in some way or the other. I believe this generation, I'm not saying Tirumeni is of a different generation, but I think even Tirumeni, would we have got an opportunity to celebrate events of a spiritual organization in its very nascent stage, right from the time it was born to the moment when its history was being recorded and scripted? Have we ever been so fortunate to be part of the birth and the scripting of any spiritual organizations? Perhaps, I'm just taking a guess, we may not have been. So again, we are all part of this history today as we are celebrating 15 years of the Indian Orthodox Diaspora, and today as we are going to unveil the brochure related to the Indian Orthodox Diaspora and the website of the Indian Orthodox Diaspora. So I welcome all of you to this great launch and to this great event of the diocese. As I have said, brochure is one of the subject. If I have to thank one person who gave this idea of conceptualizing everything in a brochure form, it has to be our shepherd of this diocese, and that is our Tirumeni. It so happened that we were often thinking, how do we conceptualize what is Indian Orthodox Diaspora? Because for many people, Indian Orthodox Diaspora means many things. If you have to ask A will say Indian Orthodox Diaspora means this, or B will say Indian Orthodox Diaspora for me is different. It was realized that Indian Orthodox Diaspora, what it is and what it stands for, needs to be institutionalized. And realizing that need, one day we happened to go to meet our Tirumeni for a cup of tea. Over a cup of tea, we presented him a concept note of what the Indian Orthodox Diaspora is. Tirumeni saw that 6-page document, it was 6 pages, 6 A4 size pages, and told us, who is going to read this? And he was so spontaneous in telling us why this may not be the solution of reaching out to people, of telling them what the Indian Orthodox Diaspora is. And he was very right. It was his suggestion that why don't you pack all this information into one page. It can be a brochure. And that is what sparked imaginations and made us reach this stage where we are packing 6 A4 size pages into 6 leaves of 1 A4 size page. And that is where this brochure has its true meaning. So Tirumeni has a great role behind the concept of this brochure. Well, about the contents, I would say that anything you want to know about the Indian Orthodox Diaspora, who was behind its founding, who were the mentors who led this diaspora, and everything you want to know about its activities, it's all there just in this brochure. So this brochure is going to have all details about who are the mentors, when did it begin, what are the activities, who are leading it, and how can you connect with the activities of the Indian Orthodox Diaspora. So this remains an essential part of our outreach to this diocese. And as Tirumeni had rightly mentioned in his message today, that diaspora has got a great role today in today's context. When Christmas means to reach out to the marginalized, IOD has a mandate to reach out to the lost and the unreached. And this will be the constant endeavor of Indian Orthodox Diaspora to reach out to the lost, the marginalized, and the unreached. And it is with this intention, today, if we have a brochure in our hand, if anybody has got any doubts about the IOD, we can be just handing them over this brochure and telling them, my friend, this is what the Indian Orthodox Diaspora is. And with this, I believe a written form will give it a better identity. So now I think it is time for us to unveil this brochure, and for this moment, I would request Tirumeni to unveil and release this brochure and hand over a copy to our beloved Saji Achan.
I should say, and very concise and very readable, so that you can, at a bird's glance, a bird's view overview, get a very good impression of what the diaspora is all about, its objectives and its activities. I hope that when you get it, you will just read through it to get an appreciation of what diaspora has done, is doing, and will do in this diocese.
Thank you, Tirumeni, for releasing the brochure, and thank you, Saji Achan, for accepting the first copy, and all in the dais for receiving a copy. Behind this great venture, behind this brochure, I think there are few names which need to be named. And obviously, this brochure has been a great mind-boggling exercise which has been engaging the core committee for a long time. We are not experienced people who can actually typeset things into place. And if you ask all of us, we can prepare pages and pages about a document. But if we have to prepare just few words about it, it is all the more difficult. So I thank the core committee for finalizing the content of it, especially the office bearers who actually struggled against deadlines and made it possible for this brochure to be out. Each and every core committee member was involved in the launch of this brochure in some way or the other, either by contributing to the content or rectifying the errors or fact-checking, or in some way contributing to the quality of print, quality of paper, and quality of design. So I'm grateful for the entire core committee of the Indian Orthodox Diaspora for rendering all their help and assistance in the successful launch of this brochure. One name in particular I cannot forget, we cannot forget, and that is why I have to mention, that is John C. Jacob of Noida Parish. It's John C.'s work that has given this the magical touch. In fact, this brochure would not have, if we novices would have handled it, we would have done I think a worse job than this. But I think it was John C. who actually collected and collated all the data and gave it a designing which actually has come out well, and we would be definitely conveying to John C. what Tirumeni has said, that it is beautifully presented. So thank you, John C. Today, I hope you are also listening to us through this online medium. John C., thank you for the designing of this brochure. So with this, we now go on to the next event for which we have all gathered, and that is the website. Today, never like before, I think we realize the power of the electronic medium and the digital platform. And that's why, for us all to be connected, the digital platform offers us such a unique opportunity to interact. And this was one area where the Indian Orthodox Diaspora, though it is 15 years old, was struggling. We were not able to get a perfect platform wherein anyone who was interested to know about the Indian Orthodox Diaspora, we could say, hey, it's just a click away. We have now got to that stage where we can say, dear brother, we are just a click away. And that's why the launch of this website is another milestone in the history of the Indian Orthodox Diaspora. So now, without wasting more time, I think I would request Tirumeni for inaugurating this website of the Indian Orthodox Diaspora.
With the consent of all those present, and in the hopes that this will provide a channel for all of us to draw closer and interact better, I formally inaugurate the website of the Indian Orthodox Diaspora. Right.
Thank you, Tirumeni, for the launch of the website. Here also a word of thanks. I would like to thank the core team which was behind the launch and also the content. Every page of this website has been born out of the experience and creativity of the core committee. And that's why the core has to be thanked from the bottom of the heart for spending their time, their energy, and also their talents for contributing to this beautiful work that has come about in the form of this website. So please visit this website, www.indianorthodoxdiaspora.org. So please visit this site. Also, just for the brochure, as I thanked one person intimately because for the great contribution he made for the designing, similarly, there is one person who cannot escape our notice. And that one person, though he is part of the core committee, has to be mentioned, and his name is Matthews Tikurian. Matthews, thank you so much for designing this website and making it possible today that we could launch it. So Matthews, thank you. Thank you for designing this website. And with this, we hope that we are entering into a new era, and we hope that God's grace may continue to be with all the activities and all the objectives of the Indian Orthodox Diaspora. With your prayers and with your best wishes, we hope to continue doing what the diocese has entrusted us to reach to those quarters where nobody has reached. Thank you so much once again for being part of this launch. Once again, grateful Tirumeni for being for presiding over this event and making this happen for us. Thank you so much.